I want you to stay till I'm in the grave, till I rot away, dead and buried, till I'm in the casket you carry. You go, I'm going too, 'cause it was always you. Alright, and if I'm turning blue, please don't save me. Nothing left to lose without my baby. Birds of a feather, we should sit together. I know I said I never think I wasn't better alone. Can't change the weather, might not be forever, but if it's forever, it's even better. And I don't know what I'm crying for. I don't think I could love you more. It might not be long, but baby, I love you till the day that I die. Till the day that I die. Till the light leaves my eye. Till the day that I die. I want you to see how you look to me. You wouldn't believe if I told you. You would keep the compliments I throw you, but you're so full of it. Tell me it's a bit. Oh, say you don't see it, your mind's polluted. Say you wanna quit, don't be stupid. And I don't know what I'm crying for. I don't think I could love you more. Might not be long, but baby, I don't wanna say goodbye. Birds of a feather, we should sit together. I know I said I'd never think I wasn't better alone. Can't change the weather, might not be forever, but if it's forever, it's even better. And I knew you in another life. You had the same look in your eyes. I love you, don't act so surprised. You know the bed feels warmer, sleeping here alone. You know I dream in color and do the things I want. You think you got the best of me, think you had the last laugh, but you think that everything good is gone. Think you left me broken down, think that I'll come running back. Baby, you don't know me 'cause you're dead wrong. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller. Doesn't mean I'm lonely when I'm alone. What doesn't kill you makes a fighter. Footsteps even lighter. Doesn't mean I'm over 'cause it's gone. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, stronger. Just me, myself, and I. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller. Doesn't mean I'm lonely when I'm alone. You But you see, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller. Doesn't mean I'm lonely when I'm alone. What doesn't kill you makes a fighter. Footsteps even lighter. Doesn't mean I'm over, 'cause you're gone. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, stronger. Just me, myself, and I. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller. Doesn't mean I'm lonely when I'm alone. Thanks to you, I got new things started. Thanks to you, I'm not the broken hearted. Thanks to you, I'm finally thinking about me. You know, in the end, the day you left was just my beginning. In the end, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller. Doesn't mean I'm lonely when I'm alone. What doesn't kill you makes a fighter. Footsteps even lighter. Doesn't mean I'm over, 'cause you're gone. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, stronger. Just me, myself, and I. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller. Doesn't mean I'm lonely when I'm alone. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, stronger. Just me, myself, and I. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller. Doesn't mean I'm lonely when I'm alone. When I'm alone.
When my rhythm start to play, dance with me, make me sway. Like a lazy ocean hugs the shore, hold me close, sway me more. Like a flower bending in the breeze, bend with me, sway with ease. When we dance, you have a way with me, stay with me, sway with me. Other dancers may be on the floor, deep in my eyes will see only you. Only you have that magic technique. When we swear, I go weak. I can hear the sound of violence long before it begins. Make me feel as only you know how. Sway me smooth, sway me now. Make me sway. Other dancers may be on the floor, giving my eyes will see only you. Only you have that magic technique. When we swear, I go weak. I can hear the sound of violence long before it begins. Make me feel as only you know how. Sway me smooth, sway me now. When my rhythm start to play, dance with me, make me sway. Like a lazy ocean hugs the shore, hold me close, sway me more. Like a flower bent in the breeze, bend with me, sway with ease. When we dance, you have a way with me, stay with me, oh, sway with me. When my rhythms start to play, hold me close, make me sway. Like an ocean hugs the shore, Hold me close, sway me more. Like a flower bending in the breeze. Play with me, sway with ease. When we dance, you have a way with me. Say with me, sway with me.
Choosing your battles, pick yourself up and dust yourself off, get back in the saddle. You're on the front lines, everyone's watching. You know it's serious, we're getting closer, this isn't over. The pressure's on, you feel it, but you got it all, believe it. When you fall, get up, oh, and if you fall, get up, Samina, mina, sankalegua. Cause this is Africa, Samina, mina, waka, waka, Samina, mina, sankalegua. This time for Africa. Listen to your God, this is our motto. Your time to shine, don't wait in line, y vamos por todo. People are raising their expectations. Go on and feed them, this is your moment, no hesitation. Today's your day, I feel it. You pave the way, believe it. If you get down, get up, oh, when you get down, get up, Samina, mina, sankalegua. Cause this is Africa, Samina, mina, waka, waka, Samina, mina, sankalegua. Now, Samina, mina, waka, waka, Samina, mina, sankalegua. This time for Africa, I'm in the Johnny, biggie, bummer from A to Z. Well, this is a Johnny, biggie, bummer from East to West. Well, the waka, waka, ma, waka, waka, ma, So get this to my zipuye, cause this is Africa. Samina, mina, oh now, Samina, mina, Samina, mina, oh now, Samina, mina, waka, waka, Samina, mina, sankalegua. Oh now, Samina, mina, waka, waka, Samina, mina, sankalegua. This time for Africa. Django, Django, Samina, mina, sankalegua. Oh now, Django, Django, Samina, mina, sankalegua. This time for Africa. This time for Africa. This time for Africa. This time for Africa.
I really hope I can do it, 'cause they're all depending on me. I know that I must leave the only home I ever known and break the dangers that they force, taking them the further eaten. I mean, how hard can that be? Looking up at a sunny sky, so shiny and blue, and there's a butterfly. Well, isn't that a super fantastic sign? It's gonna be a fantastic night. Such marvelousness is gonna bring. I got a pocket full of songs I'm gonna sing, and I'm ready to take on anything. Hooray! Some super fun surprise around each just riding on a rainbow? What if it's all a big mistake? What if it's more than I can take? No, I can't think that way, 'cause I know that I'm really, really, really gonna be okay. Hey, I'm not giving up today. There's nothing getting in my way. And if you knock me over, I will get back up again. Oh, if something goes a little wrong, well, I can ahead and bring it on. 'Cause if you knock me over, I will get back up again. Get back up again. I'm okay. And if you knock me over, knock me over, I will get back up again.
Good morning. I'm Shauna Corder. It's nice to see everybody. I am the owner of Corder Entertainment LLC, and part of my business is the Shining Stars program, and you just got to see some of them perform this morning. Part of the Shining Stars program is doing community outreach through our performances. So let's give them another round of applause. Weren't they exceptional? Yes. And our slogan is, Shining Stars, making a difference in the community, one song at a time. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget those who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Thank you all so very much, and thank you to the Chamber, which I'm now a proud member of, for having us, and enjoy the rest of the Groundhog Breakfast.
Good morning, Licking County. Okay, the lights are way brighter than I expected. Good morning, my name is Tabby Hahn. I'm a financial advisor with Edward Jones Investments and your host for today. How's a financial advisor supposed to follow that? I'm like behind already, right? So welcome to the 69th Annual Groundhog Breakfast. It's hard to believe, for 69 years, longer than I've even been alive, which is hard to fathom anymore, people have been gathering at this event. So it just speaks to how special it is. We have several elected officials in the audience today. If you could, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Like every good event, we want you to post on social media today. If you could, the hashtag is LCGH2025. Show all your friends and family what a superstar you are for getting up so early for this event. And I've always wanted to be a rock star, and I've been to plenty shows where they take a picture of themselves in front of the audience, so I'm gonna get my moment of fame today and take a picture. If you could, wave, be excited. Awesome, thank you. Now I'm pleased to be joined on stage with Leighton Augenstein with Shauna Corder's Shining Stars, who will perform the national anthem, along with the presentation of colors with the Newark High School Junior ROTC. Please join for the Pledge of Allegiance and the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you. Please be seated. Now it's my privilege to introduce Pastor Todd Tracy, pastor of the Second Presbyterian Church in Newark, for this morning's invocation.
Thank you so much, friends. As we begin this morning together, let us start with a word of prayer. Will you pray with me? Gracious and loving God, what a joy it is to be here this morning in the midst of your people, in the midst of our friends and neighbors, of our community. God, we thank you for the gift it is to live in a community like this. We thank you that in Licking County we are surrounded by natural beauty, we are surrounded by communities that are beautiful, and we're surrounded by beautiful people. God, as we gather this morning, help us to recommit ourselves to making Licking County the best place it can be for everyone who calls it home. Help us not to be a place where people just come to make a living, but where they come to make a life. Help us be a place where people not only survive, but thrive. Be with us this morning, be with us this day, be with us in this year to come. Help us to remember your call to love our neighbors as ourselves. And we pray this in your name. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor, for your thoughtful words. As with all of our chamber events, these are team efforts, especially with an event of this magnitude. I'd like to thank everyone involved for their work today in making this happen. First, the catering team from Creative Catering for our wonderful breakfast. I'm not sure they even went to sleep last night. They've probably been at it all night. Next, the delicious hot coffee provided by Jeff Groh and his team at Coffee Shack Coffee Roasters and Cafe. Probably the most important job this morning, right, Jeff, to keep everyone going. Thank you for our morning entertainment provided by Shauna Quarters, The Shining Stars, Ava Bowman, Lila Moore, Addie Pickering, Preston Conley, and Cecilia Dysert. The tables and chairs delivered and set up by Scott Hayes and his team with 828 Events. Mary Ann Christ with the Midland Theater for her assistance in bringing our keynote speaker today. Bartha Audiovisual for lighting up the stage and delivering all of our production needs. The team at The Ohio State University at Newark and Central Ohio Technical College for the use of this wonderful facility and its abundance in parking. Although I will add, if you're a newbie, it can be a bit confusing. I've been working in Licking County for almost 8 years now, and I still remember my first Groundhog Breakfast. I was excited, nervous, didn't quite know what to expect, pulled in the parking lot, in the dark, right? Parked my car, followed everyone in, enjoyed the event, and then as we walked out, I quickly realized there's multiple entrances to this building. So I had really no idea where my car was. It's lucky I'm not still out there looking for it. And of course, we can't say thank you enough to our sponsor today, which is the Licking County Board of Developmental Disabilities. You definitely have a large showing up front, and we'll hear more from you in a moment. I have the honor of working with a dedicated group of hardworking businessmen and women as board members of the Chamber of Commerce chair. I'd like to recognize each of them. Please hold your applause until the end. And for my fellow board members, please stand when I say your name. Brad Feitner, past chairman, Auto Insurance Group of Newark and Newark City Treasurer. Joe Gebhardt, chair-elect, Shea Hess Commercial Real Estate. Jeff Wilson, treasurer, Park National Bank. Seth Ellington, Affordable Portables and Papa Boo's. Joan Franks, Matesic Distributing. Tina Grove, Hendrickson Auxiliary Axle Systems. Jocelyn Hartshorn, TrueCore Federal Credit Union. Kelly Hunt, First Federal Savings. Todd Londot, Crispin Iron and Metal Company. Lauren Massey, Central Ohio Technical College. Danny Nichols, the Edwards Group at Morgan Stanley. Melissa Owens, Licking County Aging Partners. Jimmy Peck, MPW Industrial Services Group and Porta-Clean. And Greg Wallace, Licking Memorial Health Systems. Please give them all a round of applause. And finally, we wouldn't be able to make this event happen without the Groundhog Committee. I wonder if you put that on your resume, that would get some good conversation, right, if you go to a job interview. I'd like to introduce the committee. Again, please hold your applause to the end. Spencer Barker, MPW Industrial Services Group. Mike Berkmeyer, Madison Collins, Stevens Agency. Tom Comiskey, Park National Bank. Judge Tom Marcelane, Licking County Common Pleas Court. Brittany Meisner, Village of Hebron. Heather Powell, the Edwards Group at Morgan Stanley. Ryan West, First Federal Savings, and chamber team members, Jennifer McDonald and Amelia Hitchens. Let's thank them for all of their hard work. As I mentioned, our sponsors today are the Licking County Board of Developmental Disabilities. Oddly enough, I'm told that their leader, Dr. Jason Umstadt, that this is his favorite event. So I know he is super excited for today. So please join me in welcoming Jason Umstadt, I'm so sorry, Jason Umstadt, Superintendent and CEO of the Licking County Board of Developmental Disabilities. I'm so sorry.
I'm so used to that, so it doesn't matter. It's all good, it's all good. You know, Tabby's right, you know, I have a group of folks down here today, the board does it rather, and I love this event. I'm real excited about it, and I was thinking back of what is it that makes me so excited about this each and every year. And I remember the first time that I was asked if I wanted to come to the Groundhog Breakfast, and that was when I first was hired onto the board. And I said, sure, sign me up, I'll go anywhere. And so Louise Decker said, well, you have to be there at 5:30, between 5:30 and 6. And at first I thought, oh, no big deal, I'll go after work. And then I said, wait a minute, you said breakfast, right? And she said, oh, yeah. And I said, who does that kind of thing? So I came here to the first breakfast, and I was so amazed. There's hundreds of people here. Where are you going to find all these business and organizational leaders and elected officials in one room? And as I'm sitting here, the first time I was here, I kept saying, that's genius. Licking County Chamber's got this figured out. So every year I get so excited. And, you know, we have been looking forward to this for so many years. And I just want to say a huge thanks to Jennifer and the team at the Licking County Chamber. Thanks to your board as well. You help make Licking County stronger. Thank you. Since 1967, the Licking County Board of Developmental Disabilities has been dedicated to supporting people with developmental disabilities through every stage of life, starting in our early intervention program that provides infants and toddlers, as well as their families, the tools they need to thrive, to our transition support team, who meets with teens starting in age 13 to plan for life after high school. Our service coordination team assists individuals throughout life, whether that means referring someone to our partner service agencies or assisting as they navigate adulthood. We provide lifelong services that empower individuals to live fulfilling, independent lives. Look, none of this would be possible without you. Because of you, we can change lives by working with the more than 2,600 people that turn to us each year for support. Together, we're building a community where everyone is valued, included, and empowered. The impact of your support ripples through families, neighborhoods, and workplaces, ensuring that people with developmental disabilities are not only supported, but celebrated for who they are. You are the foundation of this organization's success, and for that, we are deeply grateful. If you know me, I could sit here all day and tell you all the things. I hear a laugh over here, and tell you all the wonderful things that the board does. But I think it's best if you hear from the people that actually receive the services. So I'd like to point your attention to the video.
All right, let's go tell her you're here.
Hi, I'm Brittany Kreider.
And I'm Mike Kreider.
And our two children, Natalie and Mikey, receive services through the Licking County Board of Developmental Disabilities. Natalie was diagnosed with GRIN2B neurodevelopmental disorder when she was 4 years old. I think when you first get the diagnosis, there are lots of emotions going on. This life we thought we would have, like, now what's gonna happen here? What do we do? And then we had a little bit of hope.
Sophia, at 11 months, was diagnosed with Angelman syndrome. That's a rare neurogenetic disorder. The first thing is the feeling and the emotion that goes into something's wrong with my child. And then the emotion that goes into, well, how am I going to figure this out, and where can I find the help?
Our son, John, has been served by the Licking County Board since he was very young. He was diagnosed at age 6 months with tuberous sclerosis. When your child is really young with a significant disability, you're so consumed with medical needs and just keeping them busy day to day. So you just literally take it one day at a time.
That journey to our diagnosis was not just like one doctor's visit, it was multiple tests and going to Cleveland Clinic and going to Children's. It was a lot of tests, so when we finally got it was kind of like, okay, thank God we can stop with the testing stuff.
It was 4 years. It took 4 years
Yeah.
to get a diagnosis.
And then when we got the services from the board, it was like, holy, like this is amazing.
Why didn't we do this
Why didn't
sooner?
we do this?
Yeah.
How did we not know about this?
My perspective was I don't know where to start, and I think early intervention kind of laid it out because they'd done this so many times before, and it's like, oh, okay, there's a roadmap here.
Right away, the early intervention specialist came in and provided us support with gross motor and fine motor, so physical and occupational therapy guidance with that.
We were told that she wouldn't walk before the age of 2, and most of these kids don't walk before the age of 3 or 4. And she took her first independent steps at, 22 months.
Good job, Sophie.
That was, that was really impactful for both of us.
Without the early intervention specialists, we wouldn't be making this progress.
Early intervention was huge for us. Natalie, grew so much in that time, and we'll forever be grateful for that. It gave her that start that she needed.
Lakewood School District has been awesome.
You did a great job.
But also having that resource and have that relationship with our service coordinator and other board employees, we know that the board is always there, and we utilize them when we need to.
John was able to attend Newark High School and their program until he was 21.
And by that time, we had been placed with a service coordinator. So they really led us to be able to look at our options for John after school. It just makes everything so smooth. Some of the other things that they really helped us with was the waiver process. Now he is in the same day hab program that he was right out of high school. So that made a huge difference in his life and ours.
They helped us get access to an iPad with applications that are for communication, so she has a voice.
It makes you feel so much better about her future.
So that builds from imitation of gestures and actions all the way up to 2 words. There's some even just facial movements that she might be able to copy.
Okay. You just have such a wonderful and well-educated support system, and you can definitely tell that they're very compassionate.
Good job, Nat!
High five.
Right now, we're just trying to enjoy where we're at right now, and there are some super exciting things coming up. But then, the transition out of high school, I don't have to worry about it because I know that we will have support throughout her entire life.
It's nice knowing that the help doesn't just stop when she turns 3 or when she turns 18, that we have somebody that will guide us into this world that is so new.
I think John's in a good place, and I think we're very comfortable with the services that he receives from DD.
We have been told by multiple people, not just in the county, but elsewhere, how wonderful Licking County is as far as the board and what they have available and the amount of resources that they have to families.
You got a turtle. Where'd you get a turtle from? Where'd you get the turtle?
Licking County was on the forefront of a lot of different programs, the Starlight School being established, the ESYN School being established, LICO being established. All those were some of the first organizations in the state of Ohio, frankly. So I think Licking County is continuing to be on the forefront for providing services for the DD population.
They don't just support Natalie and Mikey, they support me and Brittany, all of our friends, all of our family. So you guys serve 2,100 people, but truly you're serving the whole community.
I was on the board for 12 years, And it was wonderful because I learned so much and become much more compassionate, knowing that John is not alone. There are many others out there with significant needs, and it helps a little bit knowing that you're not in it by yourself.
2-1 brings up number 53, Natalie Knockenback.
Maybe in the last 2 years, we've finally started to see disability as just a part of life. And it's a part of Natalie's life, and it's a part of Michael's life, and it's just our life, and we're just gonna live it. And we're not gonna try to fix things. We're gonna try to, fix the world to make it a better place for them.
Take it, Isaac!
Go, Isaac! Go!
Go, 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 go!
Good job, Isaac. Keep going towards the goal, buddy.
Our community has been tremendous in allowing us to care for her here because there's great opportunities for her here.
Yeah, Newark, Granville, Licking County in general, just tremendous people that have welcomed Sophia into their life, and it's been very emotionally satisfying for us.
I sit there, green line.
I think that the most important thing is to say thank you to everybody. Our support that we have from everyone has been amazing, and I know that it's always going to be there. We could not have done this alone, and that includes the board, our family, our friends, the community. And so I guess thank you for just being there. Thank you for being there for us, our kids, our family.
When you see Natalie and she runs up to you and hugs you, they hug her back, and that says a lot about our community we live in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Can you say hi?
That was a weak wave.
You want to go give a huggy now?
It is my honor to introduce to you Thank you. It is my honor to introduce to you Tom and Beth Beatty, Julie Renner, Mike, Brittany, Natalie, and Michael Kreider, who are accompanied by their pawpaw, Sheriff Randy Thorpe.
Good morning. So we wake up early, and then they make us cry, right? And then, hey, Mike, you got to go talk now. So I just, real quick, the video highlighted everything that I really want to say, but on behalf of our family, I want to sincerely thank this amazing community for your unwavering support of our families and the unwavering support of the Licking County Board of Developmental Disabilities. Your kindness, generosity, and commitment make a real difference in the lives of so many. Together, we are creating a stronger, more inclusive community where every family has the support they need to thrive. So thank you so much.
Good morning. Our son John turns 35 next month. So John and our family has been the beneficiary of the services of DD for many years. Licking County is blessed to have such a proactive board of DD that is on the forefront of many of these services. the wonderful video that you just saw is just a tip of the iceberg of the many services that DD provides. And Beth and I are very appreciative of these services. And we want to thank Jason and the board and all their outstanding staff for what they do for Licking County. Thank you.
Good morning. So Sophia will be turning 3 next week, and so we're going to continue our services through the board, which is wonderful, as I had mentioned in the video. But one thing that's really unique is that my husband and I are not from Licking County, and we're not from Ohio, and it truly is a blessing that we were referred over to the board for Sophia to get early intervention, which helped her tremendously, but also just this community that has supported the board, because my husband and I don't have family here, but this community has allowed us to stay here, live here, enjoy the opportunities for our 2 older boys, but also for Sophia. So this county is just an amazing place to live, and we are very grateful and appreciative, and thank our wonderful board as well for that.
So thank you for believing in our mission, for supporting our work, and ensuring that Licking County residents with developmental disabilities can reach their full potential. Because of you, we can. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason, and everyone at the Licking County Board of Developmental Disabilities. I'm extra thankful to be a part of that this morning, to get to witness what you guys do and learn more about it, and the amazing impact you're having on our community. Well, now, like the name of the event, the Groundhog does a forecast. It's time for our economic forecast. Last year we had a live forecast, and we're gonna do that again this year. Please welcome to the stage Brady Burt, Chief Financial Officer of Park National Bank, Brittany Meisner, Community and Economic Development Director for the Village of Hebron, Andrew Guansel, Realtor with the Guansel Group with Coldwell Banker Real Estate.
Morning, Drew.
Check.
All right,
Brittany.
Morning.
Brady, you matched the chair.
Each of you?
I came yesterday and I planned that out.
All right, let's start with some questions. First one is for Brady. With fluctuating interest rates and economic uncertainty, how are businesses in our region adapting their capital strategies, and what advice do you have for businesses seeking financing in this climate?
Thanks, Tabby. Thanks for actually, it's a real easy question. First, Jennifer, thank you so much for putting this together and asking me to get to be part of this incredible panel. I actually remember really vividly when you asked me, Jennifer, because we were celebrating the grand opening of the mobile mental health unit at BHP, which is another incredible organization here that does so much for our communities. That organization hits home for me. And then to get to follow up the DD presentation, I have a disabled niece I mean, this is just kind of coming full circle, and I've gotten to be in the community 18 years, come to this breakfast many times. So I have many friends out there. Many of you know how I might answer such a almost softball question. Thank you. So it's awesome to be here, and I have to say, Shauna, thank you so much if you're still here. The shining stars are absolutely amazing. It was hard not to cry over there with my buddy Matt Miller, who cries at everything, and he'll cry at some of my optimistic comments about the economy. But my 18-year-old got to be part of the Shining Stars for several years, and it was an incredible experience as a parent. And to watch those young people up here, and the national anthem was absolutely incredible. We all get to see that a lot, and that was definitely one of the best I've seen. So back to the question.
Do you need me to repeat the question at this point?
No, I actually have it memorized. I do have to do a disclaimer. Park National Corporation, Park National Bank, public company, everything I say is my opinion only, not necessarily shared by my great colleagues or our shareholders or our other associates. Okay. You asked my opinion about fluctuating interest rates, uncertainty in the economy, and then something about capital and banks and small business, something like that. So fluctuating interest rates, this is really interesting. Rates did go up significantly, of course, a couple years ago, trying to combat inflation. I think when they eventually went up, they went up too high. But rates did come down about 100 basis points the back half of last year. Finally, they stopped. Just a couple days ago, I was really happy to see the Fed put a pause. I think it was time to do that. Inflation now is around 3%. GDP is around 3%. I really don't think we need to be lowering that overnight rate for a while, so I was glad to see them take a pause. What has happened, though, is not just the Fed bringing down that overnight rate recently, but from the election on, the yield curve used to be very inverted. A few of you know what that is. I don't have time. I was told to show pictures. But it's actually flattened out a lot, so it's not really inverted for the most part. It's pretty flat. That's great news for financial institutions, but it is great news for business because it means much more stability and predictability about how financial institutions and businesses should structure. So I would say be positive about rates. I think they're going to be pretty stable. My experts at the bank and elsewhere are telling me I think they're going to be pretty stable going forward into next year. So the question had something to do with uncertain economic times. I get teased over the years for being overly optimistic. I don't really get that. I think it's just kind of being normal. But again, a lot of my colleagues would say, gosh, you're so optimistic. We're headed into a recession. Again, sorry, Matt. Matt always teases me. Well, in the past, I've been over here, and maybe reality was here. But never in the recent past have I been, I think, closer to where we're at. I think this is a time to be optimistic. Cautious optimism is an appropriate term to use for our local economy and nationally. But the things that have happened in the last few months, we now have, we know who the president is. There was a lot of uncertainty which way it would go. And now the things we're seeing, I think, are reducing uncertainty. And then we're seeing that in what businesses are doing. Opportunities for businesses then, I think it'll mean there will be more opportunities to borrow money. So there were a few banks that were kind of out of certain lines of lending, whether it be commercial real estate over the last few years. You are seeing more banks coming into the market because of more certainty, and that is good news for businesses. Of course, you'll have more opportunities to borrow money.
Andrew, with rising home loan interest rates, how is the local housing market responding, and what advice would you give to first-time buyers or young professionals seeking to enter the market? And I'm going off script. I mean, when's the 2% loan coming back?
Right. Well, first, I want to let everybody know that Jennifer McDonald sent us an email a couple days ago that said we had 20 minutes, so Brady just ate 15 of that. So,
but we're ahead of schedule.
But I am happy you threw in there some Matt crying stuff, so that was good. I think the days of 2% and 3% interest rates, we're pretty fortunate that buyers have decided to get off the sideline over the last year or so. We had, it's kind of fall of 22 where we saw 6% for the first time. That really put a pause on residential real estate for a little bit. Buyers got a little hesitant. They said, we'll wait to see those low interest rates come back before we do anything. And, a higher interest rate moved buyers' affordability. When it was 2%, 3%, we had a lot of buyers who were buying homes they never thought they would live in and live in neighborhoods they never thought they'd live in. So, fast forward 2023, we saw, things slow down a touch, but not much. We had, thank goodness for all the boomers we have in Licking County who told the stories to the younger generation about standing outside the bank waiting for 14% interest rates. And so that got our local buyers engaged off the sidelines in 2024, which was a pretty robust year for Licking County market. So, and for advice for young professionals and first-time home buyers, I've seen over the last 5 years, our young buyers here in town, are pretty savvy. They, by the time they get to us, they have their pre-approval, they have their ducks in a row, they know about the Ohio programs for grant money and first-time home buyer money. So, they're focused on affordability. They don't want to buy outside of their means. They want to still go out to dinner. They want to go to shows. They want to travel. So, I think we're in good shape when it comes to our buyers here in town.
Awesome. First thing my mom told me when I bought my first house was you don't want to be house poor. So
True.
I think it's good advice. Hi, Brittany.
Good morning.
For those of you that don't know, when I came to this community, I've literally followed Brittany around from volunteer opportunity to board opportunities. So thank you.
Well, Licking County is lucky to have you. So.
All right. We've seen industrial growth and housing developments on the rise. How is the village of Hebron planning for sustainable growth over the next 5 years, and what are your priorities for maintaining infrastructure and quality of life?
Great question. Good morning, everyone. I told Jennifer she's made me come up here several times, but never has had me have a microphone in my hand when I've done it. So we'll see if she regrets this afterwards. But I'm excited to share some information about Hebron with you. I think it's a fair statement to say that we have more active development projects right now than what we've experienced in decades. It's a really exciting time in the village of Hebron, but that comes with a lot of planning and a lot of work ahead of us. So our team is really focused on supporting our current infrastructure and looking at what infrastructure we need to be making improvements to for our current residents and business, but also to make sure that we continue to be a really attractive place for people to invest. We're a hub for manufacturing. Many of our manufacturing partners are here today. And even though we're really excited about the new housing that we're welcoming to the village and the technology sector that is moving in, we also want to make sure that it's very clear that we are focused on welcoming more manufacturing and more commercial growth in the village. A couple other things that we're focused on: community identity and placemaking. As this growth is coming in, we're a small town that hasn't experienced much change in quite some time. So we want to make sure that we have a strong foundation before that's knocking at our door, and it's there. So we are working on creating our own community improvement corporation, really to do some grassroots efforts for our small businesses, for our residents, make some general improvements. We're establishing a design guidebook because we want to be really transparent with developers when they're coming in and they're investing in the village about what our expectation is. But we're also doing fun things like launching a small business attraction campaign. I have to give a shout out to the time that I spent at the chamber because that's really positioned me to be able to do those things in the village that I love. Small business shout out, Creative Catering is a Hebron business, and that breakfast was delicious, so thank you, Creative Catering. But that campaign is really to make sure that we're being intentional about making sure that there's an entrepreneurship spirit in the village, that we're supporting our current small business, and that we're attracting new small business. We have a lot of big names coming our way, which we're very grateful for, but we want to keep that identity. But then we're also focused on really important things like our comprehensive flood study. Flooding is a major issue in our village, but we are not backing down from hitting that head on and making sure that we're providing solutions for our residents. And then we're welcoming a transit fixed route like many of you in the community are experiencing now in Granville and Heath and Newark. We're excited that that will be coming our way this summer. And building stronger relationships with our current businesses and with our school district. But last but not least, it's really important to our mayor and our administration that we're focused on communication with our residents. Even though I'm sitting up here with all of you and I'm really excited about the development that's coming our way, when you're in a small town that hasn't experienced a lot of change, our residents have some concerns about the growth that's headed our way. They've lived there their whole lives and they want to know what that means for them. And so those have been some tough conversations to have, but they're really, really important conversations to have. And we're focused on making sure that we're making the time and providing avenues that residents feel like they can come to us and they can ask those questions, even outside of public hearings and all of the required things that we need to be doing.
Awesome. I mean, between the Dairy Bar and Clay's Cafe, Hebron is where it's at anyways.
Absolutely, especially during the summer if you want an ice cream.
Andrew, this one's for you. Given the expected population growth in Licking County, what trends are you seeing in terms of housing demand and pricing, and what does the 5-year outlook look like for the real estate market here?
So I would say kind of right before the COVID years, we saw population growing in Licking County, but aside from being an economic hub with distribution centers and data centers, we really saw during 2021, a lot of people were moving out of the Franklin County markets out our way. A lot of people were starting to work from home and had that ability to be remote. So they thought, you know what, let's get out of the city. Let's move out to Licking County where we can afford more home. We can have bigger yard. Driving 25 minutes, half hour into work twice a week wasn't that big of a deal anymore. So, that was great for our growth in Licking County. That also made the demand of our housing market even tougher. So not only did we have, buyers in Licking County, pursuing homes, we had people from Franklin County moving out this way, competing with the same homes. And our prices out here were more appealing to the Franklin County folks. And so it really created this demand, and our inventory's low. It's still low. It's been low, and I think our prices are probably going to still increase, 3 to 4% over year by year for the next several years. I think, if we can kind of keep interest rates, having a 6 in front of it, I think, still be strong. I'm sure new administration might like that a little lower, and which why wouldn't we? But it'll be interesting to see. But I think, with our economic development hub here in Licking County, it's going to be a pretty robust market for the next 5 years or so.
Thank you. Brittany, given the expected that would be the same question, sorry. How does the village plan to secure funding for necessary improvements and expansions, and what partnerships are proving most effective in supporting your goals?
So I did the math, actually, on the way here, and figured out that at our table right now, the Village of Hebron's table, we have close to over 180 years worth of experience when it comes to public service, whether that's elected officials, administration, superintendents, fiscal officer, whatever that might be. I think that that's significant. We have the skill set to really focus on making decisions and planning for the future for Hebron. And even though they've been doing that way beyond my time and even Mayor Mokas's time, we are experiencing things that we've not seen. And I feel really confident that with all of that experience and the mayor and I being the newbies, there's still not anyone that's probably more passionate about the village and the outcome for that village than her and I. And so we're really focused on what does our community need long term. We're leveraging partnerships at the county, regional, and state level more than what we've ever done before, knowing that we have to work together. Another really important piece is as these developers and businesses are coming in, we're making sure that they understand that it's a team effort. So when they're making decisions for their business and for their long-term investment, what are some things that they can be investing in the community that's going to benefit our current business climate, but also our residents. And every business that has come into the village over the past year or two, and way beyond that, they've been really receptive to making sure that they're making decisions that help enhance the quality of life of the village.
Brady, this one's for you. What trends are you seeing in business and consumer investments, and how might these shape the local economy over the next 5 years?
Thanks. And so I can take it home, right, the rest of our time?
We got one more after
okay.
this.
So I wanted to weave in a little bit, commentary around the regulatory environment, because it will eventually answer that question. And before I even get to the regulatory environment, the Small Business Index is something that some of us look at, and it's at its highest rating in 6 years. And that's a national poll, but that's just a little feel for how folks in the country are kind of viewing things right now. I work at a extremely regulated industry, banking, and many of you are at highly regulated industries. We've certainly seen the pendulum go a little too far over the last few years, such that it was really becoming kind of an overburdensome part of our life, which meant there was less opportunity to take care of future customers, current customers, and our communities. What's definitely happened since November and in the last 10 days is a massive swing now the other direction with the regulatory environment. In fact, more than I would have even expected. Being incredibly optimistic, the last 10 days has seen pretty extensive change. Of course, there's been significant executive orders, and I don't want to play down all of it as being so positive. I know I have a lot of friends that work for nonprofits dependent on federal funds that had a lot of uncertainty this week. I'm on the Habitat board, and that's kind of been stressful. If you stop the federal grants, that's a problem. Administration put a stop to that, so I think that'll continue. But in a period of change, there's going to be some rocky moves, but those that are overburdened by regulatory environment, I think we're going to see a huge change. And that means whether it's a financial institution or those in industry, those dependent on energy, are going to immediately see opportunities for growth that outpaced anything they saw in the last 4 or 5 years. And that leads to the trends. In the last few weeks, there's been massive, inbound calling to our economic development folks here and those in commercial development for companies that want to come into the county. So things have changed drastically, and I think for sure you could say, okay, the trends are towards significant growth the next 4 or 5 years. So that's kind of how I look at it. I think the only big things holding us back with what could be incredible growth is, of course, workforce challenges that we have had in our county, and I expect that we'll continue to have. My colleagues up here have talked a little bit about that. And then, of course, energy challenges. And I would also say with the new administration, and of course my friend Congressman Balderson, who is the chairman of the Heat Committee, I have high expectations that we're going to make some big improvements there nationally and locally that'll really help what I view as strong growth trends for our county.
One more question we'd like each of you to answer. How can the banking, real estate, and municipal sectors collaborate to create a sustainable balance between economic development, housing availability, and affordability in our community? Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So government and business has to work together. And I know that some people are like, nope, that's unnecessary, but that's not the case. We have to be willing to work together for the betterment of our community. We have so many great examples in Licking County specifically, how private-public partnerships, they equal success. And what I've seen is that when business and government can come together, the outcomes are so much better. There's less surprises, there's less backtracking. It really positions the development to happen in in a way that needs to happen, as long as there's not too much red tape. So one thing when I came to the village, I noticed pretty quickly is that our development department and zoning department are one and together, they're together. And you can see the challenges of that. You might actually think that they're working against each other, and at first that was my opinion. But now I'm seeing it allows us to streamline our processes. So you're not working through multiple departments and multiple different procedures that one department doesn't know over the other. And so we're trying to find ways in the village to make sure that we're protecting our infrastructure, protecting our investment, protecting our residents, but also making sure that it is easy to do business in our village and that we can work closely with our business partners to see success and to make sure that their investment comes to fruition pretty quickly. Working with our other elected officials. So, of course, we have our council and our mayor that are focused on our comprehensive plan and the good work we're doing, but we also have to work with our state legislators as well, making sure that they know what our priorities are and that they can help us long term.
Thank you. We did have this one for both of you, if you'd like to answer.
Any commentary?
Sure, Brady. I guess just to piggyback off what Brittany said, I think streamlining zoning in our municipalities is big here in Licking County. I think there's going to be a lot of pressure on our developers and our builders. Our banks want to lend money. We have several great local lending institutions, but the pressure will be on the developers, the builders, and I think what we need is more of a diverse housing options over the next 5 years, from townhomes to condominiums to smaller single-family homes, just to appeal to a wide array of budgets, just to make everything a little more affordable over the next several years.
That's great. And then my commentary as I thought about this is a recent example of bringing everyone together is that Wallach development, Central Park and Heath. It's a massive development bringing together financial institutions, government, and of course, there'll be all kinds of residential opportunities there. $4 million of tax credits were part of that deal, at least $4 million, and that's going to be a huge part of it to make sure we can continue the availability and quantity for tax credits to help our local developments. So I see that continuing, and that's going to be a big part of it.
Great. All right, thank you so much for all your expertise. We appreciate it. Let's give them a round of applause. Groundhog and I have something in common. I had a little experience wearing the Grimace costume at one point in my life, so I know what you're feeling inside of that suit right now. So thank you. Well, have you read the clues for the groundhog? I'm pretty sure Dan Motor has some wagers going and some odds on some of the people that he thinks might be in the groundhog suit. So if you want to place a bet, seek him out. All right, next I would like to invite our Chamber President, Jennifer McDonald, to give an update on the activities of our Licking County Chamber of Commerce.
I gotta let my song play for a bit. You cut me off. Thank you. My husband hates this song, so that's why I play it. Could we get another round of applause for the Licking County Developmental Disabilities Board? So Mac, don't get too close to my face because I cried a lot this morning and I'm sure my makeup is smeared, but what amazing work you provide, and thank you so much to your entire team. Love the video, love that all that you do, and I love that you love the Groundhog Breakfast. You know, we do have an opening on the committee, so it's on my LinkedIn profile. It really is very important. I know you have a doctorate, but it looks good. You know, I get a lot of compliments about this event, and to be honest, I honestly have a love-hate relationship with it. Not only do I have to get up at 3 a.m., but we have to kind of reinvent the event year after year. You know, who's going to speak? What if somebody doesn't show up? There's just so many moving parts. And so I thought I'd be a little bit more fun this morning instead of so serious and talk about some of the fun things that you may not know about the Groundhog Breakfast over the years. I'm always nervous, like I said, about people showing up. I always have my eye on someone who could sing, give the invocation, or heaven forbid the keynote, but Brady, now I got my eyes on you because I think you could do it. We might have to have a hook to bring you back over, but 2 weeks ago I had to decide if I wanted to purchase weather insurance. Thanks, Dr. Berry. Something you may not know, and I totally understand, if there's a level 2 snow emergency, we would probably be forced to cancel. Because, you know, students come from all over, we want them to be safe. So I looked at the 2-week forecast, and it said 34 degrees and snow. So I texted my good friend Mike Berkmeyer, who's our insurance agent, and said, I think I need to purchase the weather insurance, which is what, $2,000? I don't even know what we paid, but it was significant. And it says 41 now, but it's going to be 57, so we're good. But looking back, there's been a lot of fun obstacles, and I thought I'd just name a few. 2 times our ministers did not show up to give the invocation, so we're always looking for people in the audience that we know. A lot of times the hospital has their minister with us, so we've pulled them in before. One time our award winner decided to get up and leave, and a Groundhog committee member, a past committee member, convinced him to stay. I'm not sure what he said, but the late Lou Mitchell was present for us to give his award. At one of my first Groundhog Breakfasts as vice president, we were lucky enough to get Coach Trussell as our keynote speaker, and the reservations just poured in. You know, it was actually even hard to stop them because people at that point mailed things in, and so we were just getting table after table. And we tried to squeeze about 1,000 people in here. There's 650 today, so imagine, 1,000 people. And the day of setup, we were visited, where's Patrick Guanzo? I know he's here somewhere. There he is, Pat. We were visited by a Newark City fireman. Do you remember that, Pat? Yeah. So it was also my birthday, and I thought, he's arranged this nice-looking gentleman to come in and wish me happy birthday. I was wrong. We were violating all kinds of fire codes, and so everybody moved in, and you could barely get through, and it was crazy. Another time we were worried about our keynote speaker showing up, who at the time was the president of the Ohio State University. I was in the back of the room, kind of waiting, and here he comes, shook my hand. He said, I'm Gordon. Let me know when I can go on because I'm excited. Then a couple other fun facts for those that like numbers. 800 people were on hand at the time with a non-functioning coffee machine. Thank you, Coffee Shack. 80 pizzas were served the morning Jane Grody Abel from Donato spoke. 723 mini cakes were served for the Chamber's 100th birthday in 2015. 682 ice cream dishes were passed out for Velvet Ice Cream's anniversary. As I mentioned, 2 ministers did not show up. I'm kind of stuck on that. Thank you, Todd. It was great. 1 celebrity groundhog was sick, leaving Judge Marceline in the costume, which confused everybody on the clues because it didn't match at all. And 1 electric fire a few years ago left our economic forecast and me in the dark. Fun times. But seriously, it's those type of experiences, though challenging, knit us closer together, fostering that spirit of harmony.
This year marks my 20th year as either vice president or president of the chamber. Prior to that, I was with the Convention and Visitors Bureau, which is now Explore Licking County. Dan Moder and his team's here, I see you. You guys do a phenomenal job. I love all that you do. So that marks 34 years in total. So I was 12 when I started. But in that time frame, I've seen so many changes in Licking County. Probably the last 5 years, we've seen the most, which is really incredibly exciting. You know, the framework project that came out recently and the action within the townships, cities, and villages is really to be commended. We're seeing new housing additions and apartments in Hebron, Heath, Newark, and Pataskala. All of those mayors are here. Thank you so much for all you do. I know Brittany mentioned it, but it's just amazing how much we all work together, business and government, and you know, we love that. The Chamber is a partner along with the City of Newark with Newark Development Partners, and honestly, I'd be remiss if I didn't take this opportunity in front of 650 people to congratulate everyone involved with the redevelopment of the Newark Arcade. Fred Ernest, Dan DeLauder, Mayor Hall, Christian Robertson, Megan Ernest, PJ Sullivan, everybody from the board that has been involved should be very proud. I know they came up to a lot of obstacles. We had the donor appreciation breakfast last Saturday, and it is just going to be a phenomenal asset to our community. And our other economic development organization, Grow Licking County, has facilitated a massive amount of growth with new industries and projects and some very successful expansions. We will also be collaborating soon with Montrose Group to define a strategic plan for Licking County, which is so exciting. We will need your assistance, and we will be reaching out. And personally, I have an exciting new role this year as chair of Operation Feed, Chuck Morris back there, with the Licking County Food Pantry Network. And if we could show this silly little video.
Hi, I'm standing outside here of Lincoln Memorial's Food Pantry Network Market here at 141 McMillan Drive. And this year I am the Operation Feed Chair. So excited, it's our 35th year that it will start in March. And you know, there's so many of our community members that are experiencing food insecurities that never had before. This past year there was 25% that visited the market that had never been to one before. These are our friends, our colleagues, our community members, and they need your support. So I hope you will join me in Operation Feed this year and support the Food Pantry Network of Licking County. And you know what? I think I see the groundhog. There he is. Or she is. We don't know. The clues are, has a fondness for big cats, is a leader on and off the field, and also has a historic relationship with the Newark Arcade. I wonder who it is.
So Reese, I spent my video dollars on the weather insurance, I'm sorry. Amelia and I did this video. But I do hope I have your support this year. Switching gears, I'd like to take just a minute to thank the 4 ladies I work with on a daily basis. Should be a picture of them because they get tired of coming up on stage. But they are the most beautiful, kind, successful, wonderful women that I've ever had the opportunity to work with, and I appreciate them so much. Carrie Lonzo, Jamie Kiesel, Amelia Hitchens, and Atrina Good. They do so much to help and support our community and our businesses, and so I encourage you to get to know them and to reach out if there's anything that we can do to assist you. You know, a lot of times I get to be the face, but they do all the hard work, and so again, ladies, you are awesome. So at the Chamber, we have a few exciting opportunities coming up. You all are asking for more networking opportunities, so we will be offering more business after hours. The first one actually did get postponed, but we will be at the Newark Arcade next Thursday from 4 to 6, so make sure we might be sold out or we might be close to be selling out. But we have 2 more following in April and May. We are continuing to do our best to connect our business leaders with educators and we'll do so at the Educator After Hours on February 20th. We do have a few showcase tables still available, and that will also be the opening of Junior Achievement. I know they are here. I'm somewhere, Beth, they're in the audience. But anyway, super excited to see Junior Achievement opening. It's going to be awesome for our students and career awareness, obviously. And our long-anticipated biannual Women's Leadership Conference, Resilience, still has, I think, just a couple dozen seats left, so reach out if you want to attend that. We will be providing an opportunity for existing members to meet, network, and learn how to maximize membership. Jamie and I will be doing an in-person Chamber 101 for existing members. A lot of times it's for new members, so if you're like, I'm a Chamber member, but I don't know what all I should be doing or how I can take advantage of some opportunities, we're gonna have an open house for you to learn more. And then we're gonna bring back Chamber trips, so we will be sending out a survey to see if maybe you wanna go to the Canadian Rockies or Switzerland or Tuscany with us. So that will be coming out on Monday. And you won't want to miss hearing some of our speakers at our upcoming local leaders programs, as well as a chance to meet our new congressional leaders, except for Troy. He'll still be there, and we appreciate you coming. You're always here, and so much that you do, as well as our state rep, Kevin Miller. But anyway, we will have 2 congressional leaders that will be new, and hopefully they will attend at our Washington night. So it is going to be a year filled of opportunities, information, and professional development. So watch your emails and our website for more information. Now, it is my pleasure to bring up a good friend of mine who asked me last summer if we had a groundhog speaker. And I said no, and she said, there's a friend of mine that leads the Harmony Project. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Marianne Christ, Executive Director of the Midland Theater.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you. I got to find a place to put my notes here. So again, I'm Marianne Christ, the Executive Director of the Midland Theater. Thank you very much for everybody coming this morning very early. We're used to talking to a big crowd. Most of them have different beverages in their hand at our shows, so pretend to be awake, please. When I spoke to Jennifer, I asked, I have been a member of the Harmony Project for 3 years now. I fell in love with David and the Harmony Project back in 2019 and was on a wait list for 3 years. I'm going to read you the official and then what David and the Harmony means to me. So David Brown, the Harmony Project founder, creative director, composer, conductor, producer, and community builder. For nearly 30 years, David Brown has created original programming concerts and events that unite participants and audiences to give back to their communities. He has an established reputation for producing collaborative, groundbreaking events and that positively impact organizations and communities. Since 2009, David has grown Columbus's own Harmony Project into a national model, building community and redefining equity and accessibility through performances, programming, and unique community services experience. Under David's direction, the Harmony Project has garnered worldwide attention and inspired meaningful experiential arts and volunteer services throughout the greater Columbus community. Before Harmony, David produced and directed sold-out concerts at Carnegie Hall, the Lincoln Center, the Apollo Theater, Madison Square Garden, and appeared on NBC's Today Show and ABC's Good Morning America. He directed choirs supporting pop artists including Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Christina Aguilera, Mark Anthony, and the Metro Mass Choir was chosen to perform for the first gathering of the United Nations representatives following the attacks September 11th, 2001. In New York, David was selected as the New Yorker of the Week for his leadership uniting people through the arts. It is also the recipient of the National Norman Vincent Peale Award for Positive Thinking. In 2004, David's work was featured in O Magazine as part of Oprah's Angel Network, where his work was called An Ode to Diversity, Philanthropy, and Plain Old Whooping. In Columbus, David received the first ever Spirit of Columbus Award from the Columbus Foundation. Under his direction, Harmony Project was awarded the 2013 Greater Columbus Arts Council Artistic Excellence Award. In 2015, Columbus Performing Arts Prize. In 2016, the Ohio Arts Council Governor's Award for the Arts. Harmony Project has been featured on CBS Sunday Morning with Jane Pauley, performed backup for John Legend, and was featured in his own primetime special on ABC, Disney, and streaming on Hulu. Harmony Project is a culmination of David's life work of building community through arts and volunteerism. Furthermore, the scope of Harmony's programming and the number of lives and community positively impacted over its 15-year history. It's a testament to Brown's commitment to the idea that art is an essential human service, indeed a human right. So all of these wonderful things about David Brown, but what David has given me, we have practiced Monday evenings, and there were 500 of us that get up and sing. You don't have to have a good voice, or I would not be allowed to join. I look forward to Mondays. Monday evenings are spiritual and cleansing and a start. Throughout the morning, we've heard words of community and collaboration and partnership, and that's what Harmony does to their community. And I have been asking David for 2 years to come to our stage and to do something magical, and he's so busy. But I believe with 650 of us today, we might be able to twist his arm. And as a nonprofit leader, I am a professional beggar, so he's going to give in at some point. So it is my pleasure, and help me welcome, please, David Brown from Harmony Project.
For 15 years, Harmony Project has been on a mission to disrupt dissonance, embrace difference, and build a community that transcends social, cultural, and ideological boundaries. A community working together in harmony. We empower immigrant and refugee students to find and use their voices.
We come to Harmony Project to work on our English in a non-threatening, fun, relaxed environment, and we see kids blossom.
I'm an immigrant, so I came here from El Salvador.
I didn't know how to speak English back then, so they welcome me.
We expand their imaginations, and a new world of possibilities and opportunities is discovered.
So this opportunity to come and experience theater and experience time away and just have some fun, the benefits are immeasurable.
Harmony was the best thing ever that happened in my life.
We provide artistic and social experiences for differently abled individuals and rewrite narratives of limitation into stories of boundless potential.
I'm actually getting to do what I love to do, which is singing, and not only do I get to sing, I love making new friends wherever I go.
I've been able to get out into the community through the Harmony Project, and it has helped me a lot.
Harmony Project has made me feel like a family.
We invite the outside public inside prison walls to meet our incarcerated neighbors and affirm our collective responsibility in restoring the human spirit. We remind them and ourselves that we are not defined by where we are, but by who we are.
It's been a privilege for me to be a volunteer here. I think I get more than I give.
To have normal people come in and treat us as a person, it really means a lot.
Experiences like Harmony and the things that we do in prison are things we can be proud of.
We've gained a huge family through the Harmony Project, and for that, I'm forever grateful.
We offer accessible performances and productions that span the spectrum of the greater community, and new voices are amplified. We provide volunteer experiences that are human to human, fostering dialogue and connection, introducing the community to its greater potential.
I can't volunteer enough. It
opens your heart to give, to reach out to other people that maybe are not as advantaged as you are.
The Harmony Project permits us a ready way to put aside any differences we may have and focus elsewhere, to bring communities together, to help our community flourish together. When we come together with differences, we do a better job.
By making programs, performances, and volunteer experiences equitable and accessible to all, the shared humanity of the people shines through, a symbol of the Harmony mission in action. Individual voices uniting to create something far greater than the sum of their parts. Over the past 15 years, tens of thousands of individuals have participated in this movement of unity and collaboration. And millions more across the nation have been inspired and engaged by the results. Harmony practices the idea that our differences don't divide us, they define us. The community is the beneficiary when its people are connected through what unites us. Harmony reminds us that heroes come in all shapes and sizes, that they look like each and every one of us. With kindness as our superpower, we can all be heroes in our communities, weaving a tapestry of harmony that transcends boundaries and honors the beauty of our shared human experience. Heroes don't look like they used to. They look like you.
It's so good to be here with you. As I was hearing the introductions of who all of your keynote speakers have been in the past, next year when Jennifer speaks, she'll be like, and then there were a year that we lowered the bar and had that guy from Columbus or something come in here and do this. But the reason that they had me come here today is because a lot of people look at that work and they think that that work is like on one side of the spectrum. And that's what's I feel so privileged to be able to be a part of, is that we have people from all parts of the spectrum, and they're working together, and the whole goal of Harmony Project is to mimic what harmony is in music. In music, harmony doesn't exist if you play one note. It only exists if you add that second, and the third, and the fourth. So I believe that every voice needs to be at the table. I don't believe that there's a separation between the Chamber of Commerce and the Human Service Chamber, because it's all people. And when we can bring those people into a space and work together, things can be accomplished that are pretty magical. But rather than standing up here and talking about all of what we do, you just kind of saw what we do. You can look it up. I was thinking as I was driving over here this morning about Groundhog Day. And I can be honest that I've never really given it much thought. But I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about what is the big deal with Groundhog Day, and I was thinking it's about shadows. And it's about whether or not this little creature sees its shadow, and then we all kind of know what's gonna happen. And as I was thinking about the shadows, I thought about this story of this minister that I worked with in New York City for many, many years at Norman Vincent Peale's church. And he told a story. He lived in Maine during the summertime. And as he would go out on the water, he used to love to watch sunrises and sunsets out on the water. And he described this particular night where the sun was setting on the water, and it looked like it was dancing, he said, like golden coins all over the water. And he wanted so badly to be in that golden light. So he got in his boat, pushed his boat fast toward that. But as you know, those of you who have been on boats, the light just keeps kind of receding as you go toward it. This was an educated man, but I guess he just kind of didn't really think about it that much. And so he began to get frustrated because he was pushing himself, and he said, I just wanted to be in the gold. So he gave up, he turned around, he got in his boat, he drove back to shore. He got stomping up on the dock, and his wife was sitting out in the yard, and she said, what is wrong with you? Why do you have such an attitude? And he said, well, because I was out there and there was all this magical golden light on the water, and I just wanted to be bathed in it. I just wanted to be surrounded by it. And he said, and no matter how hard I pushed the boat, I couldn't do it. And she said, that's crazy. From where I was standing, I was so jealous of you because you were in the middle of all of this golden light. You were bathed in it. You were shining in it. And I couldn't understand why when you turned around and you came back, you were so angry, because I would have been in heaven if I had had that experience. Her perspective of his moment was very different than his perspective of his moment. Both of those perspectives were real. Hers was better. His was real, though. My thought is, we have an opportunity right now. We have an opportunity every time there is a new group of leaders that are elected and come in. There are people who feel optimistic and people who feel pessimistic. We can't change either of those, and I don't think that's our job. I think our job is finding that space between where we look at the optimism and we realize this might be a moment where we're in the gold and we don't know it, where we're in the light, that there's an opportunity for us to work together. So Harmony this year is doing something that we've never done before. We're going out and bringing in choirs from the farmlands, from the suburbs, from the cities, from local communities. We're bringing all these voices together that have different opinions, different beliefs, different ideologies, and all those voices are combining together at a concert in May in downtown Columbus. And the goal is to connect the people who live in the downtown lofts with the people who are out working the farmlands, who are providing the food, who are making life move forward, and about saying that we can't limit art to one ideological group. We can't say that art belongs to any individual mindset or belief system, that art is a human right. In the program that we have where we work with differently able people, one of the beautiful things that I see happen in that group is that people come in, and when they're first class, their hands are clenched, their bodies are rocking, they're not making sound, they're shut down. And slowly that shaking and moving becomes this, to the beat of the music. And then slowly that voice starts to come out of them. And you realize that just a song can do that for a human being. In the prisons that we're in, some of the folks that I work with, they've been incarcerated for 30, 40, 50 years. So you can imagine that the crimes that were committed are pretty heinous. But when we go in, we don't ask what they've done. We meet them where they are and say, if you are here for rehabilitation, if you are here for correction, we're going to work with you from this point forward. And music helps these men and women develop community, maybe for the first time in their lives. So the reason I think that they brought me here today was to say that, the work that we're doing is not that dissimilar to yours. You are trying to build a healthier community where people have access. I just heard it about housing today. I heard about all the development that's going on. I heard about all this exciting news of things. And it's great to hear people who have the optimism and believe that we can work together and move forward. And I would ask you in your businesses to think about how you can include the arts community as a way to help build volunteerism, as a way to give your employees and your team members opportunities to work out in the community together. Because if we want a community that lives in harmony, then it doesn't mean that it's all the same note. It means it's multiple notes playing at the same time, but we're working together to create that beautiful sound. So I thank you for having me here today. I hope it's the shortest keynote speech you've ever had. I know breakfast doesn't sit real well for a long time when you're sitting down, and I want to tell you that I am so honored to live in this community. I am so honored to be able to work with people who have different opinions. I love finding two people who have different yard signs during the election season and getting them to go build a playground together. That is my greatest joy in life. I don't care how people vote. I don't care how people believe. I just care that they find a way to work together. So thank you for working together to build this community the way you're doing, and I hope you will think of ways that the arts community can work with you at the same time. We all want to belong. That's our similarity. Thank you so much.
Thank you, David, for your inspiring message, reminding us of the importance of collaboration and the importance of harmony, bringing a community together. Side note, Jennifer wanted me to let you know the next after hours is in 2 weeks, not next week. Hi, what do you got? I'm all right. He's the groundhog. This is classic. $50 with Dan Motor that we don't know who the groundhog is. Ooh, all right. I'll take that. Nice. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, thanks. Well played, groundhog. Well played. Each year, the Groundhog Committee has the privilege of recognizing an individual who's made a positive impact on our community. The John Alford Community Service Award is given in honor and memory of a great leader who proudly and humbly served our community. The list of award winners demonstrates what a truly special community we have in Licking County. A few past recipients include Sarah Wallace, Patrick Wansel, Steve Lehman, Jennifer Utrivas, Jim Matesic, Rick Platt, Dan DeLauder, and most recently, Noble Snow. Ladies and gentlemen, as we gather today to celebrate community service, we are thrilled to honor an individual whose profound dedication and compassionate actions have touched the hearts and lives of many in Licking County. Our award winner is someone who not only leads with faith and innovation, but also with a deep commitment to service. He serves as a board member at Licking County Memorial Health Systems and is in the community as pastor of community care and outreach at Spring Hills Baptist Church. I feel like, is there a gasp now? Beyond his pastoral duties, he volunteers as a coach with Newark area Special Olympics. He's been a guiding force in youth retreats, mission trips, and relief efforts, providing leadership and care wherever he is needed. With a visionary approach to community assistance, he founded a faith-based organization, the Lookup Center, that launched a variety of programs, including an after-school latchkey program, weekly soup kitchen, thrift store, dental clinic, and sober living houses for both men and women. His initiatives did not stop there. He established a Psalm Cafe and organized winter coat drives and giveaways, showing continuous effort to meet community needs. Furthermore, he serves as the Licking County Jail Chaplain, bringing hope and guidance throughout his jail ministries. Recognizing the urgent needs of the homeless, he founded a day drop-in center, Vertical 196. His latest venture, 828 Enterprises, not only supports the rehabilitation of individuals from sober living homes, but also serves our community directly, as evidenced by their involvement in today's setting up the tables and chairs. Finally, this individual, and probably most importantly, is a devoted husband and father of two and has 2 grandchildren as well. Please join me in congratulating the very deserving recipient of the John Alford Community Service Award, Scott Hayes. He's all the way in the back, making his way.
Wow, this is a surprise, but it's quite of a, you probably won't imagine that somebody's called into ministry that hates public speaking, but it's one of the worst things that I have to do. But I just want to thank you for this honor. I was totally shocked when she was saying all those things. I said, that sounds like maybe me. And I don't really know what to say other than it is an honor to be a part of our community. What a very generous, kind, compassionate community that we're blessed to live in. And so I feel like I've become a better person from living here and being a part of all of you. So thank you very much. I don't know what else to say.
Wonderful. Congratulations, Scott, on this well-deserved recognition. He definitely seemed a little surprised. Thanks once again for all you've done for our community. All right. Last chance to get those bets in. It's Groundhog time. Anyone want to shout out? Any guesses? The clues were pretty tough, I thought. All right, let's unveil our groundhog. Need help?
Make sure to get my $50 back, please. So this is not a comfortable spot for an accountant. We're not known for this type of fun. But I want to thank Mike. He had a lot of good advice, and certainly want to thank the Groundhog Committee and the whole group. You know, you think getting this many people out on a early morning would be difficult, but every year we continue to do it. This crosses off something on my bucket list. So there are just a few things left. I want to beat Pat Jeffries in golf, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. So, and I've actually added, now that I've dressed in the Scrubs outfit in this, maybe Matt and Brady could hook me up with a Parky the Pig event this summer, and I could do that. I don't know if the good Neigh Bear is still around, but I'm open to that as well. So a lot of good times. But you know, when we come to this event, we're really blessed because we look for a forecast. We talk about the next year. But with the leadership, with the philanthropy in this community, with the organizations that are represented here today, throughout all the industries, education, manufacturing, service, government. Did I forget anything? Oh, yeah, the 2,500 outstanding employees at Licking Memorial and the health care that are provided in our community. We don't have to worry about what the groundhog does or says. I think we know living in Licking County, we're blessed that every Groundhog Day our future looks bright, and I don't think 2025 is any different. So thanks once again, have a great day.
Damn, that's the quickest $50 I've lost. Hey, thanks, Rob, for being a good sport. If the groundhog is on his bucket list, we have very different bucket lists, he and I. Well, look at this. Last page of my notes. It's been a fantastic morning, and oh man, and I got my pages all mixed up. So much for being cocky, right? I'm probably going to wing it, Jennifer, so if I forget anything. Well, we've reached the end of the morning. It's been a fantastic day. I feel so privileged. I think especially today, it's been a very heartwarming morning. You know, I'm going to take a nap today, so I think you should all have that on your list for today's activities. Next year's sponsor is the Edwards Group at Morgan Stanley, and if you're interested in any future sponsorships, see Jennifer. That's all I have. Have a great day. Thank you so much.